It's been a great 3 years, and I just wanted to let you know that when you start out as an anesthesia resident, you feel like you don't know anything, and there's a really good reason for that. You don't know anything. And gradually you start to learn more and your confidence grows. But there's not a single person in this room that can say they didn't have second thoughts at some point in their training. And that's why you guys are also important to us. Most of us probably wouldn't be standing here if it hadn't been for the support of our friends and our family. For me, it's been easy. Unconditional love from my mom and my dad. My dad's in Kuwait right now. It's like 3 in the morning, but he's right there on Skype on my phone. My older brother is a year ahead of me in training. And when he worked here too, it was like having cliff notes for anesthesia. My amazing girlfriend, Lana, she's always been there for me when I needed someone in my corner. She put up with my bizarre hours. She'd listen to me complain when I was upset. And she encouraged me to go back and try harder the next day. With all your help, those long days, weeks, months, now just felt like they flew by. Friends and family support is so important, and we wholeheartedly thank you for that. But that's not all it took. Our teachers, the attendings that taught us our trade, the ones that influenced the absolute most, I'd like to tell you a little bit about them, and I'd like to take some time to share some stories about some attendings and let you know what they've taught me and how they've helped me grow over the past 3 years. So we'll start with Nani, Dr. Anna Tagaloa. Nani is an absolute phenomenon in labor and delivery. She can have a laboring woman consented, epidural in, pain down to 0 out of 10 in 5 minutes flat. 0 pain. Meanwhile, the resident's pain is up to 10 out of 10. But it's about the patients, people. It's not about us. That's Nani's rule of inverse pain. But she's great. She's really great. She's taught me that there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. There's Nani's way, and 999 ways that are absolutely wrong. Dr. Mathis, pain specialist MD, made pseudo-famous because of his wife. We all know Dr. Mathis best by doing nerve blocks with him on the pain rotation. He has taught me that indeed, it is possible to achieve the perfect block. Yeah, it's true. You just have Dr. Altman to put it in. Dr. August. I'm convinced Dr. August drives a car that's powered with sunshine, goodness, and gumballs. The guy is absurdly nice and helpful. When you work with him, it's like having your own resident. He does the notes, he puts in your orders, he spends as much time in the rooms as you do. But there's something not quite right about Dr. August. It's something I've been worried about for quite some time. My friends, I think Dr. August is a chocoholic. You know what I mean. The residents here know what I mean. You'll be sitting there working, and then all of a sudden he'll kind of give you this look, and you'll look down, and there's a Hershey's Kiss or a Reese's Kiss. The man always has chocolate. Must be his key to happiness. Dr. Rivera. Working with Dr. Rivera, you learn what it's like to work with really old people. No, he's a specialist in geriatric anesthesia. Dr. Furukawa, such a wealth of knowledge. He knows everything about any question you could possibly ask. He has inspired me. Seriously. I know that if I get smart enough, I too could have 3 beautiful female residents have weekly foursome. Study groups. Dr. Friedman has taught me that there's really no reason to electively place an LMA in the prone position. Well, what the heck, let's do it anyway. Dr. Boringer, 2 words, honey badger. For those of you who don't know what that is, just look it up on YouTube. After working with Dr. Boringer, you realize that patients can do just fine with 3 amps of Dex and a heart rate of 30. They just need to nap it off and pack you for 8 or 9 hours. And when you're done working with them, you're always left with this overwhelming urge to move to Brazil or Australia. Dan Ramos, a resident stuck in attending's body. His attendance at resident functions is better than most residents. He'll always be one of us. Dr. Damrat is a great guy. I get so excited when I look at the schedule for tomorrow and see that we're working together. I'd hurry home, spend the whole rest of the night looking things up and researching the most current and up-to-date happenings of European soccer. Dr. Damrat does this amazing thing. He's got a very tactful way of getting you to do exactly what he wants you to do. But somehow you're left feeling like you came up with the idea yourself. For example, I'd say, Dr. Damrat, I was just going to put an LMA in this next patient. He'd look at me and say, oh, all right. Well, what I would do. And you'd be like, oh, I want intubated. It's very tactful, and you never leave there feeling stupid. Dr. Fleming, on the other hand. Dr. Fleming is a brilliant anesthesiologist, but I can never shake the feeling like I'm letting him down. He's like a big grumpy Yoda. And compared to him, my powers are always inferior.
Intubation skills you have not. Disappoint me, you have.
I'm serious, like yesterday. Yesterday I went to him and he was running the board. I asked if I could leave a little early to work on this talk. And as I was walking out, I poked my head into the bunker to say, hey, thanks, Dr. Fleming, and this is what he did. because Dr. Fleming is as good as it gets. He's the top dog. And, you know, one day, I'll know that I'm successful because Dr. Fleming's been top. Dr. Garcia. Brian is the only one at the hospital who was more checked out than me. Left on his own, he would have put an LMA in for a gastric bypass. His greatest asset, though, he gets along with everybody. I've learned from him that keeping a good personality will take you so far in life. Pat Jan. See prior statement regarding Dr. Crow. Oh, Dr. Crow. You know, there's just some people, you can't get anything by them. Maybe it's because he was a cop, but I'm telling you, he knows everything that's going on. You'll just finish your last case and you go to check in with him to see if you can go home. And he'll look you dead in the eyes. And he'll say, what have you been doing? What do you mean, Dr. Crow? I just finished my last case. You rolled out of the room at 3:05. You finished giving a report at 3:10 and you signed your first out at 3:12. I know it doesn't take 10 minutes to walk over here. By the way, you stuck him down this morning. That's gross. I just feel like he's constantly watching you. Especially in the new ones. We've got cameras up in the corner. And like, I don't even see cameras anymore. I look up there and I just see Dr. Rowe's face. But seriously, he is totally on top of things, and he's really, really good at what he does. If nothing else, Dr. Rowe has taught me the importance of having a really good boardroom. Dr. Levin has also taught me how important it is to have a really good boardroom. Like Dr. Rowe. But seriously, when it comes to planning your life after residency, Dr. Levin is an invaluable resource. He's constantly challenging us to think about legal, financial, ethical issues we'll face. His lessons and advice are something that we all take to heart. Unless it's the billing challenge. Virginia Harvey. Dr. Harvey has taught me the most important lesson of all. She taught me that if you fall down, you get yourself up again. Maybe it takes a couple hours, but you get yourself up again. You swing by the ER and you come back to work. So never give up. Blue. Dr. Blue is such a skilled anesthesiologist. There's so much that one can learn from him. I just wish I could understand what you're saying. Nina Dr. Nina. Where have you been all our lives? She joined us only recently, but we love her. Everyone loves her. Somehow she's even got some of the gynecologists to let us put epidurals, and I don't know how she did that. And don't worry, Dr. Nina. Pretty soon people in the OR will stop asking you who your attending is and just let you do the job. By the way, is Mr. Dr. Nina around anywhere? You gotta let him know to stop giving you those hickeys. I mean, you're always showing a work with the turtlenecks. I know what's going on. Dr. Sandu is the most laid-back, laissez-faire, mellowed-out attending we've got. She is like always sure, whatever you want, not the day, no big deal. In fact, I think that's how she got a rose to marry. I'm pretty sure he just out of the blue one day proposed, and she's like, Gudrun Kungis, German engineering at its finest. Gudrun has taught us that regardless of what people say, regardless of preconceived notions, stereotypes, prejudices, discrimination even, scooters are still cool. Dr. Yao, I'll agree. I used to think that he was trying to emulate and be more like Dr. Fleming, but then I realized it's not Dr. Fleming he's trying to be like. Have you guys noticed? He's also started to ride a scooter. I think he's trying to be more like Gudrun. But I think everyone will agree that the most amazing and impressive attribute of Dr. Yao is not that he puts in a mean Foley catheter, but that he knows absolutely everything about his patients. I mean, you could spend all night digging through the medical records and he'll still know something we don't. He knows all the diagnostic tests, where they've gone, where they vacation, even the foods that make them gassy. It's really bizarre. Dr. Mosier, queen bee of our evening nest, deceptively wise and powerful, orchestrating the events that control our fate, home or stay. I've heard that even if you're in a position of power and you have to deliver bad news, if you stay positive and keep smiling, people can't help but love you nonetheless. Dr. Pitts is one of the most dedicated attendings we have that care so much about our education. His lectures are the most technologically exciting and effective talks we get. But it's really the quality one-on-one time where we stare at each other in awkward silence. Dr. Randall has showed me that you don't even need to push drugs to anesthetize someone. Every time he tries to teach me something, I'm out. Dr. Scavone, the master, the supreme leader, the dictator of socialist Shriners. There's no denying his high standards and his tough attitude make you a better anesthesiologist. He's a fantastic professional and a great teacher. He's walked me through countless intubations and IVs. I think I just might be ready to do one on my own. Dr. Talitz is one of the best anesthesiologists I know. He is so slick. Nerve block specialist, epidural guru. The guy can start an IV on a pot roast. But you just never know who's going to show up for work that day. Is it the Dr. Talitz that we all know and love? Or is it his evil twin, Dr. Talitz? And last but not least, we've got Dr. Singh. The meanest one in the whole lot. He's always angry and yelling. He never listens to us. No, I can't even joke about it because you've been so amazing to us, Dr. Singh. An incredible physician, program director, person, unroastable. But honestly, all joking aside, I'm blown away by how much I've learned from all our amazing attendants. Their lessons will stick with me forever. Their hard work and dedication to our success makes me so proud to say I did my training here. We will never forget them. They will always be in our minds and in our hearts. Thank you to our teachers.
So that's a perfect transition, actually. Now I'm going to introduce Dr. Singh. He's someone that's very near and dear to